Hello everybody, my name is Christina Carrillo and I am going to go ahead and show you guys what I have so far for my final project. I created a course for interactive virtual classrooms where I will be providing educators and tutors a way to create virtual classrooms that can be used in a standard face-to-face classroom setting as well as virtually or remotely. These types of classrooms will provide students or users opportunities to practice different skills through interactive games, access different resources, and also as a communication device for teachers and their students. All right, so throughout the course, I did go ahead and begin with an overview of all of the components within the training. And let me go ahead and zoom that in for you guys so you can see it a little better. There we go. Then I gave the learning objective for the entire course, and after that there are some introduction slides. After each introduction slide is the content. The first content slide is just basically giving insight on what a virtual classroom is. There's a little bit of a fun fact, and then just examples of different content areas that you can use those in. Throughout the entire presentation, there are a few true and false questions as well as a knowledge check to gauge individual learners and their knowledge on what they're obtaining throughout the training. Then there's, after each question, there is a question review where I provide users just an overview as to why the answer is true or why the answer is false. I've also created a couple of example slides just to really target specific areas within a virtual classroom that can be added, whether it be furniture or manipulatives or certain websites. And on each slide like this, I have created 3 different key points to discuss with users. So right here, I did the images of math manipulatives, and each one of these plus signs, when they get to these slides, it would click on the plus sign and it would automatically pop up the little box for them to view each component. So that's the math one. Here is the science one. And once again, I did 3 checkpoints on each one. Here is the reading one. And then throughout the entire presentation, there is a little yellow next arrow on the bottom right corner, just so that users can click next once they're done with that slide and move on to the next one. All right, there's another true and false question. Now, I did make sure that it automatically gives users feedback. That way, if they choose the correct answer, they'll see a star pop up that says correct. And if they got the answer incorrect, it'll tell them to try again. And all while those are going on, they are being graded. Once again, another question review. Now, after each component within the course, I have provided another introduction slide to start the next component within the course. And the next component for this one is implementation examples, where I've created 3 different tabs. Whenever you're in the preview version of this presentation, you're able to click on each tab to view an example and some more information. Following that is another little true and false based on what they had just learned, a question review, and then starts the next topic, which would be exploring and creating. This one did take me a little bit longer because it definitely has a lot more steps that I wanted to be able to provide for my users. So here's a little overview of what they would be doing. Virtual classrooms can be created on various platforms such as Google Slides, Canva, and PowerPoint. However, today we will be focusing only on interactive classrooms on Google Slides. I have a widget available for users to click through to see step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4, which you will see in the preview. And once they click on that step, the directions for the step will pop up right here in this little yellow area. And then following that, I've provided little videos that I've found on YouTube for examples and how-tos of just step-by-step process of changing the backgrounds or adding furniture or linking images. Because this is a prototype, I definitely in the future would like to create my own videos to add here. That way it's a little bit more personable rather than just a video from YouTube. So like I had said, there is the changing the background video, and these are all on Google Slides. After the changing the background video, there's another little true and false question with a question review. Then I went ahead and added the top 4 icons or tools that I would be using or users would be using on the Google Slides presentation as they create their slides. Now these icons, I went ahead and took little images of each icon, added the title of each icon, and then gave a little description for each one. Following that is another little true and false question and review. And then we move on to adding images and furniture to slides, and there is a video to do that as well with the steps. After that one is another video on how to link objects to create interactive environment. And then another true and false question. This will be the final true and false question of the course. And then there's a question review again. The very last video available for users is the sharing and giving access video. This is to provide individuals within the course to understand how they can share that Google slide with maybe colleagues or parents, as well as how to embed that Google Slides presentation or the virtual interactive classroom into Canvas LMS, which is very similar to other types of learning platforms. That way they completely understand how to embed that and give access to students to be able to access those classrooms at all times. After the sharing and giving access to users video, I have added a knowledge check where they will drag and drop each task in order from the first to last when it comes to just the main components or steps within creating a virtual virtual interactive classroom. And then after that is our conclusion. And in the conclusion, I went ahead and said, what would you want to have available in your virtual classroom? Just to kind of give users an understanding that, it is all based off of user discretion. They can make it as creative as they'd like or more standard, however they would like. It is all based on their own creativity and desire for that course. And then following the conclusion is the quiz result, where users will be able to see their score and what the passing score was. Right now it does say sorry, but that's not what it will say, obviously, if they pass it. And then after they click on the yellow next, they will see the congratulations for completing the Interactive Virtual Classrooms training module. And then I did put my contact information there for any questions or assistance to call. And I will also be adding my email there, probably would be a better choice. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'll give y'all a little bit of a view. I know I'm running out of a little bit of time on my video, but just a little overview of what it looks like.
Hello, and welcome to the Interactive Virtual Classroom course. Please select Start to begin.
So I'll kind of go through this a little quick since y'all already saw each slide.
In this course, today you will learn about interactive virtual classrooms and explore how to implement these classrooms in person and remotely. A virtual classroom is a resource learners can access online to explore and utilize various learning tools, instructional materials, and games for additional practice. True or false? Virtual classrooms should be used only remotely, instead of in a face-to-face classroom setting.
Alrighty, so I do want to go ahead and fast forward a little bit just to show y'all some of these widgets that I have added. So this one right here is the step-by-step process where you can see how as they click on each step, we'll give them a little bit of a description. Here's the video, which will automatically begin for users to hear and watch.
True or false?
Trying to get through it for you.
Hi everyone!
Okay, now on this one is where they will drag and drop those specific tasks that they would do within the course, and then they would submit it. And on this this slide is where they will be able to click and read each specific little component within the course.
Virtual classrooms provide unique ways to provide users a way to engage, explore, and enjoy resources, tools, and games. Now it is your turn to take on the challenge and create one of your own. What would you want to have available in your virtual classroom?
So like I said, that was my presentation as of now. It has came a long way and been a complete challenge for me, but I'm feeling more and more confident each time, and I really hope y'all like it. Like I said, of course, in the future, I hope to make a lot more changes to it as weeks go on, but this is what I have so far, so thank you guys.